So, number one, the light switches. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. I don't understand it. It was like that everywhere I went, even in England, and that's not even where I was at that I'm talking about. But yeah, the light switches are where, like, you switch up in America, right, to turn on the light. Well, there you go down. You flip it down, and it's like on the outside of the whatever bedroom or bathroom. So weird. I'm still blown away over it. I just can't even, I don't understand it. So when I did get back to America, I was trying to do what the Europeans do, which is flip down to turn the light on. Man, it's very confusing. And also, when you want to turn the hot water on, like for a shower or whatever, you normally turn it to the left, I think. I'm confused because they do it differently than we do it in America. So it was kind of a shock. And then I get back here and I'm trying to do what they're doing. So it's just odd. The second thing is the healthcare. Now that's a real big one for me because I had a pre-existing condition where my ear, there was something going on with my ear and I didn't know what was wrong. I went to a local clinic and they told me to just put some ointment in there and that I had eczema. And I'm like, okay. And so as a couple months went by and a couple more months, by the time I was in Leipzig, Germany, it got to the point where I couldn't even hear. And it felt all muffled and stuff. It scared me. I was like, am I going to lose my hearing? So I ended up getting in with a ear, nose, and throat doctor the same day within a couple of hours. And it was just amazing because they saw me and they didn't give me a Band-Aid to put on, or medicine. What they did was they actually fixed the problem. And then they gave me the bill and it was only $38. And I'm like, wait, 38 euros. So I guess it's like 40 something dollars. When I went to the clinic here in Dallas, they charged me like over $200. And if I had went to the ER in Dallas for this, oh gosh, it would have been thousands of dollars. I mean, and they still wouldn't have treated me. They would have just given me a Band-Aid, basically, like a medication. And so it wouldn't have fixed the problem. And so this ear, nose, and throat doctor, he said, you need to stop using Q-tips. That's actually against the law in Germany. And I was just like, huh? And so it was just like, he was a funny doctor, but I guess you're not supposed to use Q-tips because it just pushes the earwax in further and causes trouble. Anyway, so that was a shock to me to be able to get something done about something that I thought I was going to go deaf over. And it was nice. It was very, very nice. He was very nice about it. And I had no troubles afterwards. And I haven't had any trouble since. So I'm going to tell you, the healthcare there is top notch. Not only that, but it's cheap. You don't have to have health insurance. I mean, I'm not saying that. I don't want to say that because I know that they say you're supposed to have health insurance when you go overseas, but I mean, you're not gonna go broke like you would in the United States. So they definitely have that over the United States. Number 3 is the disposal/dishwasher. There is no way to get that food down. Like in America, you just turn the switch up and the food goes down into the drain and it goes away. Well, in Europe, you have to you got to put your fingers into whatever to pull out whatever gross sludge is in there, whether it's food or whatever, and you got to put it in the trash. Because if it goes down the drain, it can get caught and stuck, and because there's nowhere for it to go. And so that kind of sucked a little bit. But what really, really got me was not having a dishwasher. Having to hand wash every single dish at the Airbnbs or at the pet sits was really not fun for me because, I don't mind washing dishes, but I want to have a dishwasher where it sanitizes and cleans it really good. So America, you got that going on. Number 4 are the dryers. in Europe, which are almost non-existent from what I can tell. But the ones that I did, there was two that I was able to use, and they didn't dry my clothes very well. And also, I guess because there is no lint catcher or something, also the clothes, when they did dry for the most part, it took a long time. Like a lot of energy had to have been expanded to be able to dry this load of clothes, right? And there was just lint all over it. When I would pet sit, there was cat hair. It did not come off. And so it was like, I felt like I was always wearing dirty clothes, and that was kind of a bummer. Their water is soft, I think, instead of hard like in America. And so I never really felt clean either, but that's just, a preference of mine is to, feel squeaky clean. Anyway, so number 6 is the food. The food is top notch. It's you get seeds in your oranges, and there's just a lot of nutrition in the food, and the food is delicious and and cheap, especially in Poland. I love the food in Poland. I would love to go back to Poland just so I could eat the food there. It was amazing. But anyway, in Germany was too, and Austria. Everybody had really good food, but Poland, they really had good food. Anyway, so let's see. Number 7 is everything is closed on Sundays. I mean, everything. It's kind of like, everybody just disappears. I don't know where they go, but there's no one on the road. You might see a car maybe once an hour or something. And that kind of blew me away. I needed to buy some, I think it was contact solution or something, and I could not get it. I couldn't get it anywhere. Nothing was open. Nothing. Yeah, if you wanted food, you could go into the touristy areas because they're always going to be open even on Sundays, but you're going to pay a premium to buy whatever it is that you need. So Sundays, you just better forget about it. And they have a lot of holidays too. It seemed like everywhere we went, there was a holiday. And so something was closed down, at least one day out of the time that we were in each city on top of the Sunday that they were closed down on. So it was wild. Anyway, okay. So number 8, there are not a lot of cars. Like in America, there's tons of cars. You can get to where you need to get to, and you don't have to worry about, getting anybody else's sick space like you do when you have to do public transportation, which I have a love-hate with public transportation, because I'm going to tell you right now, it takes forever to get to one place in Europe. And yes, it's good, and it is good. Especially if you're going from, like, say, Berlin to Frankfurt. It's fantastic, and it's really relaxing. I really like it a lot, but the part that isn't relaxing is the phlegmy coughs that you hear. I mean, I would say that like 2 out of 5 people that got on these trains were sick. And it was always scary for me. Like, I'm not a germaphobe or anything, but I don't want to get sick. I got sick in Poland. It was horrible, and I did not want to get sick again. And it just seemed like people everywhere. And a lot of people don't cover their mouths. They're like, and you're just like, did anybody ever teach you to, cover your mouth? And they all have manners. Don't get me wrong, but that's one thing they don't have manners with. They don't cover their mouth when they cough, and it's rude. So that was one thing I didn't like, and the other thing was if you got on the wrong train, you're screwed. You're going somewhere that you don't even know where you're going, and so that was a little disconcerting. In a car, you go, or you get on a plane, you know where you're going because they have a sign that tells you, bigger than, anyway. And also there's someone that announces it every 5 seconds. So you're not going to get on the wrong plane. You're just not going to. But anyway, let's see. Number 9, when you're on the trains or the buses, if I open my mouth, and I tried to assimilate as much as possible by not speaking too loudly or talking too much or excessively, especially in public places, so I could respect the culture. Well, when I did speak or my partner spoke, It was a bad scene. What would happen is we'd either get a stank eye, a look like, how dare you even be in my presence? Or they were going to get up out of their seat and go find another seat in another spot of the train. And I'm going to tell you, that really made me feel bad about myself. I thought, do I smell bad? Do I BO? I mean, I just couldn't figure it out. And then we realized later, oh, it's because we're American. They have a very, very bad taste in their mouths for Americans. And it's odd because I'm going to come to number 10. They love our music and our cinema. Everywhere I went, every single place, every shopping mall in every country that I went to, they were playing American music. There was a few UK songs, but most of it was American. And if they hate us so much, then why do they love our music so much? So that was weird. That was really, really weird. I don't get it. So anyway, number 11, the buildings are very, very well made, and they're old, and so they're kind of more soundproof than American buildings. You go into an American building like a hotel or an apartment complex or whatnot, and it's built on just so thinly. The walls are so thin. It's like, you could kick it down kind of thing. Just really cheap. I mean, capitalism, right? So it was really nice to go to a place like, any place in Europe and not have to worry about using my noisemaker that I bring with me, because I thought for sure it's going to be loud, right? Nope, not loud. Very quiet. I appreciate that. Number 12, the sidewalks I don't appreciate. They're jagged and uneven, and it's like they don't pave the road or the sidewalks. And so I was always afraid I was gonna, do something to my ankle. I was worried about my partner doing something to his ankle, or, falling or something, because the sidewalks are just not good, not good. And then the cobblestones. Great, beautiful, or whatever, but it would hurt the bottom of my feet pretty bad after a while walking. So that was no good. Let's see, what else? Number 13, the coffee. It's absolutely delicious, okay? But it's absolutely so expensive, like Starbucks expensive. And there's no caffeine in it. I mean, whoever heard of coffee with no caffeine? It was all decaf. And so I'd feel like I was getting ripped off. It was very, very delicious, though. Another thing, that their alcohol is very cheap, and you didn't get drunk, which I did appreciate. You could get champagne, beer, wine, and it was so dirt cheap. And so they got that over America. America, the spirits are very, very expensive, and they're full of alcohol, and you're going to get drunk. So that was number 14. Number 15, there is no one-stop shop. There is no Walmart or anything like that. Nothing like that. What you're going to get is a whole lot of different types of shops, and stores, depending on what you're looking for. Okay, so if you need to get something from like a drugstore type place, it's just going to be drugs, and it's going to be vitamins, it's going to be saline solution, things like that, and it's just a different kind of thing. And they're not called drugstores; they're called apothecas. And it took me a while to figure that one out, how to pronounce it, but they're called apotheca for whatever reason. Okay, so let's see, the 16, they have it going on with the contact lenses. You can buy them in any apotheca or type store. Drugstore type place, you can buy contact lenses right there. Any prescription you can buy. You can also, in Poland, I noticed at one of the malls there, they had a vending machine with contact lenses, all the name brands. I could not believe it. I thought, am I seeing something? Am I dreaming? You don't have to have a prescription. You can just get what you need. So they really do have that going on. They really do care about their people. They really do. I really, truly believe that. The other thing is the bathrooms. They do not care. Number 17, the bathrooms are expensive. You have to pay every time you go to the bathroom in public. You got to pay at least €1, sometimes €1.50, and that ends up being about $2. Can you imagine having to pay to go to the bathroom everywhere you go, no matter what? And sometimes the bathrooms aren't even clean. So why are you paying? Anyway, I'll never understand that one. I don't like that. Okay, so number 18, they have bread and pastry stands everywhere. And they're delicious, don't get me wrong, but they're the same. Every country you go to, it's the same stuff. I don't understand it. It's almost like the same warehouse or the same manufacturer. They just do it all. And they send them off to all the bread stands everywhere. But anyway, I appreciate that they have them. It's really awesome. But I actually gained a lot of weight from it, so I'm not real happy about that. So that's just me, though. I have no willpower when it comes to their delicious food. Okay, number 19, the water is drinkable no matter where I went. Even in Hungary, you could drink the water. I didn't like the taste of it there, but you can still drink it. It is fine. It is not going to hurt you. So that was nice to know. I did not know that, but now I do. In America, it's pretty much drinkable everywhere except for, I think, Flint, Michigan. Anyway, okay, so number 20 is the history. Obviously, they have a speed in history by I don't know how much, but it's a lot. So, yeah, you're not going to find a whole lot of history here. It's very new. But anyway, that wraps it up. I hope you guys got something out of it, and I'm sure I'll make another video probably about Asia and America, the differences or whatever. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed it, and please like if you enjoyed the video. And I'm repeating myself, I apologize, I'm human. And see you next time. Bye.